Here's an individual that came really from a very common background, who was able to turn out to be a great leader, worked his way up through Boeing, worked his way up through helping WSU, but he's still a real person. He's not there trying to impress you. He's just really there, frankly, to do the job. And people automatically trust him.
I think Scott is one of the most humble, loving, kind individuals you'll ever meet. I think he is wise beyond his years. And one of the best things about Scott are those hugs. I look forward to my hugs. I see Scott, I expect a hug, and I would be very disappointed if I ever saw him and didn't get one.
He is a funny guy. He's a closet comedian. He's sneaky funny.
He's just a very special guy and does so much for so many.
A loving father, a loving husband, an awesome grandpa, an incredibly loyal and spirited Coug.
He cares so passionately about Washington State University, and I have never seen anyone who exhibited that more regularly and more plainly.
Scott Carson is an individual to be emulated.
He is the oldest son out of 6 kids. He grew up here in the Seattle area over on Mercer Island. Part of his growing up was a passion for airplanes. My grandpa was a pilot himself. Dad just absolutely loved flying. I think he was probably even flying before he was driving. He would probably tell you too that he was not the best of all students, that he could have done better. You know, with some of the world events that happened, he went into the Air Force and spent some time over in Vietnam. Coming back, he met my mom, and they both went to WSU. He got through school quickly, graduated in '72. When it comes to motivation, my mom is the force behind a lot of this success, and I think my dad would absolutely attest to the fact that he would not be where he's at today without the motivation and the support and the kick in the pants from my mom.
Scott acknowledges very clearly that his foundation with Washington State wouldn't have happened without Linda, because she made sure that Scott became a Coug. Thank you, Linda, for being a wonderful recruiter for Washington State University. She recruited the best Coug on the planet. He's always given back to this institution.
Education in general is very important to Scott Carson. He believes, I think, the future of our country, of our world, is through education. And when we're giving, we're not just giving, we're investing in that education process. We want to make it better. We want to make it more accessible.
I think Scott has seen what education has done for him, and in particular what WSU has done for him. It helped him become a tremendous success and help a whole lot of people. And I think he's trying to pass it along.
One of his hallmarks that drives him and that he works to instill in others is you can be a member of a community like WSU, or you can be part of that community, and you can give back and you can invest in that community. Go be part of something. Go believe in something, and you'll be great.
WSU and the state of Washington are very lucky to have a leader like Scott Carson. If you want something done, you ask Scott to do it, and it'll get done.
WSU really needed somebody like Scott Carson when he came along. When he got involved, saw what was needed and started working toward getting those things accomplished. That elevated the status of WSU tremendously. Once he got started, you couldn't stop him.
People hear the name Scott Carson in the context of his support of WSU. They think about his financial support to the Carson College of Business. They would think about his extraordinary leadership as chair of the $1 billion campaign by the WSU Foundation. But I believe that his more impactful contributions have been one student at a time, one environment at a time, where he was the strong, thoughtful voice that re-emphasized over and over and over what WSU must become, and always focused on the impact on students as the primary objective. That is the legacy that I believe people will remember the Carsons for.
They have helped so many students, and not only financially, but also by altering the university. But don't underestimate the role model. Here's somebody that was just like the student that has gone on and done all these things. So if I behave like him and I'm a student, I can do great things and help the world.
Everything that he achieved, he didn't do it because he wanted people to mention his name when he wasn't around. I mean, he did it because, well, it needed to be done. If you're going to do something, you might as well do it right.
He is determined to achieve the objectives he sets out to achieve. And that sense of overachievement is contagious. When he says, this is doable and we're going to do it, others believe it.
My dad has an innate ability to bring out the best in people around him. He has ways of motivating people and leading people that I think is really, truly unique. And it's really fun to watch. And it's humbling to watch because I just go, wow, that's my dad. Look at him go.
Elson really cared about Scott. He loved Scott. He knew that Scott was always going to give him sound advice. He knew that Scott was always going to be honest to a core, and he could depend on that. He knew that if ever he needed to know something, or if there was a battle to go to, he knew he could go to Scott and say, how do we handle this? He had enormous respect for Scott, and he had enormous love for Scott.
Scott, congratulations. You have earned this award, and I hope you go and celebrate. We're proud of you and proud to have you a part of WSU.
I am most thankful for your examples, because you set an example of leadership for Washington State University that all of us should emulate.
You and Linda have worked so hard to make WSU a better place. We can't thank you enough. And I'm thanking you on behalf of the tens of thousands of students that you have helped change their lives.
Let us honor a man who's given so much honor to Washington State University. Scott, congratulations. We love you. Take this with the honor that you do everything else, and know that we respect you and would have it no other way.
Dad, congratulations. We are so proud of you, your achievements, by your dedication, and by the love and pride and passion that you have for WSU, for higher education, for family, and for the next generations to come. This is well-deserved, and you're just amazing. It's so cool. Congratulations, and I love you.
I am so proud of you. I am so proud of all that you have done, all that you and Mom have invested into the university in order to have such an incredible honor bestowed upon you. I am so proud of you. I love you. Go Cougs, Dad. Go Cougs.